Okay, in an earlier tutorial, I made these Apple movie clips. Right, you can see them here. It's actually one movie clip. If I go to my library, you'll see there's the apple in my library, right? Now, what if I wanted to take this apple and put it into a button? So let's say I was making a kid's game and I needed the apple to be a button. Can I put a movie clip inside of a button? Yes, you can. You can put a movie clip inside of a button. Well, what you don't want to do is put a button inside of a button. And I hope that makes sense. You don't want to put one button inside of another button. But I can put a movie clip, and you can see here when I have this selected, it says movie clip up here. I can put that inside of a button. And I'll show you a couple of techniques here. Now I have two files open right now, Apple finished, and then this untitled one, which I'll save as a gel button, just so I have that saved. I'll name it gel button. Okay, so now I have two files open right now, Apple finished and gel button. And I'm going to make a new file. File, new, and ActionScript 2, or no, ActionScript 3 is fine. We're not doing any scripting anyway. And I've got this new file called Untitled 4. Now I want to make a button inside of this. So let's say I say insert new symbol, and I'm going to name it right off the bat, button btn-apple, right? And click, make sure you choose button here. Right? Click OK. And now I'm brought instantly into symbol editing mode. You can see that I'm no longer in scene 1. I'm inside of button-apple and I'm in editing mode here. I can see a registration point here in the center. And up at the top here, I can see the up, over, down, and hit keyframe hit states, or key states for the button states. And now I want to put this apple inside of this button. Well, what I can do is I can go to my library and I can switch over to the Apple library, and there's the apple, and then I can just drag the apple into my new button. Isn't that handy? And then now that I have the apple into my new button, I can use the transform tool and I can shrink it down, right? And then this is something important though. I want to put it, I'm going to use the regular selection tool here, move tool. I want to put it over my registration point here. That's really important, is try to always remember where is the registration point in your symbols. That's movie clips, buttons, or graphic symbols. Where's the registration point related to your artwork? So here's my artwork. I'm going to put it right over that registration point. So now I have a movie clip, right, inside of a button. And I can do an up, over, down, and hit state. So on the over state, I'll put a keyframe and I'll make a new layer, and I'm going to drag this keyframe over to this over state right here. And now in my keyframe, I'm going to make, let's say, I could do a glow around this or whatever. And to do that, actually it'd be quite easy. I would just take this Apple movie clip and go over to filters and put a glow filter on it. I'm going to change the color here to, let's say, yellow. And then I'll increase the strength a little bit here by dragging that. And I'll increase the blur radius here. And now I have a filter on top of this movie clip. Since it's a movie clip, I can put a filter on it. And so now there's the regular state and there's the over state, and it gets a highlight as we go over it. All right. Once again, select that movie clip and look here at that glow. Hit Control Enter. And I don't have anything on the stage. Well, why not? I hit Control Enter, I don't have anything on the stage. Well, that's because back in scene 1, if I go back to scene 1, I never actually dragged the movie clip from the library, the button from the library onto my stage. So I'll go to the library, and I got to switch to the right library now, back to the Untitled 4 library, and there's my button. Notice the apple's now in my library too, so when I dragged it out, it got transferred to the library. So I can drag this button out, right? There's the button. If I hit Control Enter, if I roll over it, it's a button now. So there's an example of a movie clip inside of a button, right? And we did a couple other things. We worked with multiple libraries transferring items from assets from one library into another. And we also put a filter on our movie clip. And we did that by inside of the button being in button editing mode, selecting the movie clip, and going down here and adding the filter right down here at the bottom where it says filters. You just open that up and you add the filter. And you can see we only added it on the overstate. So I go to the overstate, I select the movie clip, and then you can see the filter right there. If we want to try it one more time, we just insert a keyframe, and then we could change the filter on this next keyframe.